Hey you guys, thank you for watching. So I would like to start by saying that I unequivocally and categorically believe that the Democrats do not care about Dr. Christine Ford. Okay, so let's get right into this story. Let's start with the fact that Dianne Feinstein sat on this letter for 2 months. To me, that is super problematic. Anybody to act like the timing of this and the way this has been handled is not being done for political gain. You had this letter since July, had several times to talk to Brett Kavanaugh. Questions could have been asked in hearings, private meetings, and this was never brought up. So when do you bring this up? You bring it up after the hearings and right before the vote. To me, if that is not telling, I don't know what to say about that. I would not want anything that happened to me to be used for political gain, and I definitely think this is what we see happening here. Beyond that, every single time that I hear someone in the media say the FBI should open up an investigation.
They're trying to bully her into testifying on Monday before a full FBI background check is complete.
I feel like they are trying to play on the ignorance of many viewers. The FBI is not obligated to investigate these allegations, okay? They are not. You can go to the website, the FBI website, for yourself to see the type of things that they would usually investigate. This falls outside of their jurisdiction. This is a state level criminal matter, and to this day there has still not been an investigation opened in Maryland. So in Maryland, believe it or not, you actually have no statute of limitations for rape. And so not only is the Maryland Police Department completely open to investigating this, there has been no one that has pressed charges up until this time. So that's another thing that's like, if you really want justice and you want an investigation to be started, why have you not filed a actual complaint in the state of Maryland? Let's talk about the witnesses. All 4 witnesses have said that they either completely do not remember the party or they don't even know Brett Kavanaugh. They were not there. So as of this point, there is no person that was actually supposedly there that she pinned there to corroborate this story. Now, Senator Grassley, who is overseeing the vote in the Senate Judiciary Committee, basically offered Dr. Christine Ford public and private hearings. He offered to have it in front of Congress, or to even have committee members flown out to where Dr. Christine Ford is to accommodate her. In Dr. Christine Ford list of demands, one of the things she wanted was for Kavanaugh to basically go first, testify first. Now, that has to be, out of everything, the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. When you bring an accusation against someone, and I thought this was a known fact, but apparently not. When you bring an accusation against someone, it is that person's job to defend themselves. That's why they are usually called a defendant. To ask someone who already says that they were not there, to ask them to defend themselves before these allegations are even made under oath, before these allegations are made in public before a committee, is completely ridiculous, okay? It just doesn't make any sense. There are people coming out already saying that they completely believe Dr. Ford, and she is completely credible.
Need to be believed. They need to be believed. So, you know, her account is very credible.
You haven't even met her. You don't know her. You haven't heard her statement. It is irresponsible, and I think it is a mockery of the law for politicians and sitting government officials to get before podiums and basically deem somebody guilty without even hearing the allegations under oath. I know to be true, the burden of proof has always been placed on the person bringing the allegations, and not only that, the person they're bringing the allegations against has the chance to come on record and defend themselves. And the fact that this is not just happening, in public opinion amongst, water cooler chatter, the fact that you have people that are willing to get in front of these cameras and say these things, and these people know the law, and to say these things to basically persuade people sitting at home, I think it's a mismanagement, and it's a mockery of the position and the power that we put into these people. This goes just the same for people that are saying they don't believe her, right? They automatically believe Kavanaugh just because we haven't even heard this lady speak yet. I think that's problematic, and I think that's setting a terrible precedent for how we handle things like this. There was a second accuser, Deborah Ramirez, that recently came out with her story, basically saying that she too was sexually assaulted by Brett Kavanaugh. Now, the New York Times, which was first approached with this story, decided not to publish the story because they could not corroborate her story that this was true. The New York Times reached out to several dozens of people to try to corroborate this story, to attempt to see if there was anyone else at the party that would remember this, and they weren't able to find anyone. Ramirez herself started calling around to see if people remembered the party, and she even mentioned that she couldn't be too certain that it was Kavanaugh. And so I think these are some important things to look at. To sum up how I feel about this is that as someone that can actually relate to the allegations being made, it is completely possible for these things to happen and for people to not share with anyone, for people to come forward years later, for it to not have been mentioned to family and friends. What needs to happen, and exactly what the Republicans are allowing a chance for, is for Christine Ford to come forward and tell her story, come forward on the record under oath and tell what happened. You are setting a terrible precedent when people become guilty by accusation. Brett Kavanaugh deserves his chance to come out and defend himself, and people who are already saying this man is guilty, you have people actually calling this man a rapist, someone with a dad, with a brother, with a brother-in-law. People deserve a fair chance without their careers and their livelihoods being threatened. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think they are really going to be able to get down to the bottom of something that happened 36 years ago with no criminal evidence? Do you actually think this is going to be anything more than a show? And she said, I can't wait to see how this goes. It should be going down Thursday if nothing else changes. And so we'll probably be talking more about this. Don't forget to subscribe.